Hey Hero fans, this is Todd. So today I want to talk to you about Darkseid. This figure right here, in particular, the Build-A-Figure. So the Build-A-Figure is a really cool figure. You have to get multiple action figures from the DC Universe Classics line. And basically you would get the legs and the arms or the pieces and basically build your figure from all the excess pieces that were in the box. But there's another figure out there that looks very similar to our Build-A-Figure. And this is the problem, because the Build-A-Figure, let me go and get my writer ready. So the Build-A-Figure, this one right here, is worth a lot of money, where these ones here, which look just like the Build-A-Figure, are actually worth not quite as much. Now this figure came out in two different styles. You can see this one and this one are actually both the exact same sculpt. They came out later on. We have one that looks just like our Build-A-Figure with the blues and the grays, and one that has a darker gray and a blue belt. This one is not confused as much because it's obvious it doesn't look like the Build-A-Figure. So let's break it down. How can you tell the difference? So first of all, this is the Build-A-Figure here. And if you take a look at his loincloth, you can see that it goes across in lines in the middle there. That's the way to tell. So let's go ahead and break this down. This figure here is my Build-A-Figure, and this figure here is the one that comes in the package that costs less money. So if you take a look, you can see these lines here go across this way on his midsection. And this one here looks like Zorro attacked him. It looks like a Z. So if you see the loincloth looks like a Z, you have the wrong figure. It's not the Build-A-Figure. That is one way to tell. Alright, the next way to tell is in the back. On the Build-A-Figure, there's a little tab on the back that holds his mother box. So you just look for that tab on the back, and that's the mother box. So let's take a look at the two figures again. This is the Build-A-Figure. There's the tab. And then here is the one that comes from the package. And there is no tab there for the mother box to fit. Now, a lot of times they don't show the back of the figure on eBay for a reason, because they don't want you to know that you're buying the wrong figure. Another way to tell is the head. Now, the head on the Build-A-Figure is, the neck is not quite as long. It's a little bit shorter on it. So that's one way to tell. Let's go ahead and take a look at these two heads together. And you can see right here, this is very short, and this is like really long. So if you have a long neck, you have the wrong figure. That's not the Build-A-Figure. The next is the height. Now the height's a little harder to tell because they may not show you the height on eBay itself. But once you get the figure in your hand and you're like, hey, wait a minute, this does not look as tall as the one Todd showed in videos. So I'm going to show you some comparisons of this figure next to the other figures in different lines and in its own line. So it's a little bit shorter than these two figures, well, quite a lot shorter than Giganta. There we go. Stand. Here, let me grab my the Superman figure out of the box. I got him under the table here, and we can take a look and see how close he is next to the other figure in the line. So, okay, there he is. And you can see how much shorter he is in comparison. And these figures are actually all from the same line, believe it or not. So let's go ahead and take one more measurement on this. Oh. Clap, clap, clap. Ah! I love some of the new He-Man figures they have now. They're pretty cool. A lot of fun. All right, let's go and take one more measurement on this guy. And if you take a look, he's just a little over 8 inches, like 8 1/4 inches, and about 21 centimeters tall. The camera's not quite angled right, but there you can see right there. 8 1/4 or 21 centimeters. So if your figure is not that tall, there's a problem. Let's go and compare it to the other figure. The other figure you can see is only about 18 centimeters or 7 inches tall. So, and it's actually labeled that way as 18 centimeters and 7 inches. So again, if somebody says it's 7 inches, you're not looking at the Build-A-Figure. All right, let's go and do a quick recap. The way you can tell is first the loincloth. It should be lines across and not a Z. On the back, it should have the tab on the back. Oh, the head. That's right. The head should be shorter for the neck, which actually looks better in my opinion. And then of course, the back you may not see on eBay at all because they don't take pictures of it. So look for that head and especially the loincloth as you go along. All right. So let's go ahead and look at some of these on eBay and we'll take a look and see if we can figure them out together. Nope, discard. So here is my eBay, and let's look at this first one right off the bat right here. Now just from this picture alone, you can see, tell me, what do you think? Is this a Build-A-Figure or is this someone trying to trick us on eBay? Now it does say right here, Wave 12, Darkseid Build-A-Figure, but look, its loincloth has a Z. So this right here, this guy is trying to pull a fast one. And notice the price is pretty high, which a Build-A-Figures usually are pretty high in price. So this guy has the Z on it, and he is trying to pass it off as a Build-A-Figure. Now, I've contacted these guys on eBay before and told them they have the wrong figure. Sometimes they'll pull them down for a short while, but then they'll end up coming right back up a little bit later. So it's kind of frustrating that we can't get our figures sometimes that we're looking for. Hold on, I gotta... There we go. Okay, so now let's go back to here. Obviously, these are not that at all. This one here, Build-A-Figure or not Build-A-Figure? So you're taking a look here, and you can see the loincloth has lines across it. And he's got the mother box on the back. So chances are this is probably a Build-A-Figure. Now I wouldn't get this one because it's miscolored. You can see it's more green on top. It's been in the sun and it doesn't match the other colors. But even though this thing's miscolored, it's still going for $160. That is kind of crazy how high these go for. All right, let's continue on. And this one right here, what do you guys think? True Build-A-Figure or not? All right. First of all, we got the loincloth. We got lines going across. We got the mother box here, but that doesn't mean it's a not or Build-A-Figure or not until we look at the back. And sure enough, here in the back, you can see the tab. So we're looking at a Build-A-Figure, and again, it's $100. So that is some of the ways you can tell off the bat if it's a Build-A-Figure or not a Build-A-Figure. Here's another one going for $230. True Build-A-Figure or another fake? The other ones really aren't fake, they just aren't Build-A-Figures. People, like I said, lie about it. And sure enough, you can see the tab on the back. You can see the lines across here. We're looking at a true Build-A-Figure. Alright, see any more people are trying to pull fast ones. And you can see these are the figures in the line that they use to make the Build-A-Figure. That's why these are being listed here as well. And I don't see any other ones. This one right here, you can see it's a true one. You can see the lines going across. Real quick to tell, short neck. All right, let's go ahead and try changing our search criteria. Yeah, I don't see any others right now. This time I'll take off Wave 12 and just leave Build-A-Figure. And let's see what pops up here. See if we get more of the... There's that fake one again. And again, it's not really fake. It's just not a Build-A-Figure. Like I said, I have contacted them before and told different people online that they do not have true Build-A-Figures. Hopefully I can forward this video and say, hey, you don't have a Build-A-Figure. Yep, Build-A-Figure. You can see the Build-A-Figures go for a lot more. Okay, let's go ahead and I forgot the other one was called. I think it was Super Sculpt or something. Let's see. Maybe it's called something else, Sculpt. Oh yeah. So now you can see here's the other figure that people try to pawn off. And you can see you can buy it new in the package for 60 bucks. And that's how people pull them out of the package and sell them as Build-A-Figures, because they are a whole lot less money. Now, I had, of course, the ones that are the wrong color are easy to spot. But here again's another one, $47.77 to buy them in the box. So just beware. Here's one for $77. So just beware that just because they say Build-A-Figure on the package does not mean it really is a Build-A-Figure. So just watch out for that. Hopefully I helped you guys out. Let me show you guys one of my favorite Darkseid figures. I used to have him, and unfortunately I sold him. And he's like a really, really cool Darkseid figure. Okay, where is he? You know that 1/6? No. Yeah. 1/6? I think it's 1/12 actually. The 1/12 versions of Darkseid are really cool. Here he is. No, that's not the one. This one does look cool though. But that's not the one I was thinking of. Oh, here he is. Oh, this Darkseid was the coolest. And like an idiot, I had him and sold him. I needed some cash at the time, and he is just massive. He is heavy. You know what's funny though? I sold him for $200. I could probably go back and rebuy him now for less. Let's see if somebody has him in the box. What is he called? It just says DC 13-inch. Well, here it is. This one's cool, but unfortunately it's way too short. I would have loved to get one of these to do my Darkseid figure, but he's only 6 inches tall, even though he lights up and does all kinds of cool stuff. Pitting him against He-Man doesn't really work too well because he's just too short. Too short, but he is an awesome figure. Here you can see true Build-A-Figure. There's the lines. $200. There he is. Oh, only $174. I may have to get this thing. And you're thinking only. Remember, I sold mine for $200 though. So, and he's massively huge and heavy and awesome. Bum bum bum. I remember I had Superman in one hand and Supergirl in the other. He's holding him like that in my picture that I had of him that I took one time. If I found that picture, I'd show you guys, but I don't know where it's at. And again, this one looks cool too. I did just trying to decide if I wanted to buy this one or not at one time, but I ended up not getting him. But I do think I want to get that big bulky one again because he was just awesome. All right. Anyway, this concludes my video. So for those that are He-Man fans, good journey, and let's Darth Vader it out.
If you found enjoyment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Do it!